Hola Booktube, Emilio Suarez here, and um, as you know, I'm still a newbie. I've been here in Booktube for a little bit more than a month, and I'm still searching about what I'm going to do with the channel. Experimenting with different types of videos, and I have made a couple of videos that I really enjoy doing, and another ones that I enjoy doing but not so much. So I just wanna give you an update about what I'm going to be doing with the channel and what's going on kind of in my life. Um, the first thing is I have done tags. I'm not very fond of tags, maybe because I only been tagged once, but it's not about that. It's not about how many people tag me or not. It's that sometimes I think when I look for tags that I don't know how to answer the questions, or I don't have enough books to answer your questions, or I really don't know how to how to answer them. So I stopped doing tags for now. Just for now. It's not like I'm not gonna be doing tags ever. So if you want to tag me, just tag me, and I'll do them. Um, the TBRs. I did one TBR, February TBR, and I didn't read all the books that were in my TBR. And I know these things happen. I know people present books in their TBRs and they either read them all or don't read them at all, or just read more of the books that they had in their TBR. Um, but it's like I don't know what to talk about in the TBRs other than let me show you what books I'm planning on reading. Um, I enjoy watching the TBRs of all of you, of course, but for me, it's like I don't think it's working. Um, and I only have made one, so it's not that I want to be a crybaby about it. Um, the third video, wrap ups. I haven't done a wrap up because the TBR that I did in the February TBR, I had four books. I only read two, and doing a wrap up for me it's kind of a repetition because I talk about every single book that I read. So maybe it's just like a more concentrated thing about the month, and it's fun, yes, but I like to talk more about the things that I read, not only give a little bit of a glimpse. I enjoy watching the wrap ups, of course, but I like, for me, doing them, I like to be talking more about them. So here's where I go with what I do with the channel that I really enjoy. First, I really enjoy doing discussion videos. I have done two or three. Um, yeah, if you can look for them in my channel. Uh, it's fun to just turn on the computer or the camera and start talking. It's like having a conversation with all of you, and I really like that. Uh, I really enjoy that a lot. Um, it would be a little bit more fun if I can have some kind of conversation going on. But it doesn't matter. I mean, it takes time to people to either find you or um, connect with you in something that you just said that they want to talk about. I know it takes time because I don't write in everybody's videos either. So, but I really enjoy doing those, and the other videos that I do that I think those are the videos that I enjoy the most are my series. Let's talk about. I have done two. The first one is let's talk about the book. Uh, this is how it always is by Laurie Frankel, and the second that I did is let's talk about War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. Um, those are not reviews, just so you know, but I talk in depth or I give kind of spoilers about the books. But as I already told you, and if you're finding me for the first time, I'm a screenwriter. I don't write novels, I don't write short stories, I don't write poetry. I enjoy novels and short stories, but I don't write them. Uh, I write screenplays, and screenplays is a very, very different world. You know, the structure is different, but the nature of the story is the same. It doesn't matter the medium, the nature of the story, it's the same. So I love reading books, um, fiction or non-fiction, but because I'm a storyteller, I'm more drawn to to made up stories, as Steve Donahue says, to fiction. So what I talk about in those videos, and let's talk about videos. It's something that I found interesting in the way it was written. I don't talk about if the prose was beautiful. I don't talk about the author. I don't talk about. Um, I just pick one thing. If I can find more, I will talk about more. If I don't find anything, I just don't even talk about the book at all. That doesn't mean I'm not going to like the book, but something that I find interesting that I can be talking about in with you. Uh, like for example, in the first let's talk about. I talk about how the author writes a chapter and then writes another chapter that it's like a prequel of the previous one. It's not like it's something new, but what I talk about is why writers do that. Doesn't mean she did it because of what I said, but I can give my experience as a screenwriter. Um, so I talk what uh, how that worked and um, what could have you done that could be just wrong doing that exact same thing. Because I think we should talk more, a little bit more about the way the books are written, not only if it was beautiful, if you like it or not. I mean, that's good, that's great. I'd love to watch that, but I would love to learn more. And that's one of the discussion videos that I did, and like how and why I watch BookTube because I want to learn. I want to be entertained, of course, but I want to learn more. And I'm not an expert, but I think I know a lot about the nature of the story or certain specific things that writers can do. And well, maybe if I'm even if I'm wrong about what I'm saying, that's the beauty of it because you think how could that be how they did that and how could it be worse or better. So I I don't know. I urge you to go and watch the videos. Probably they're gonna be up here. If I, that's gonna be this is gonna be the first time that I'm gonna do the thing here. If you saw them, if not, I'm gonna just put them down so you don't have to scroll back the video to look for the link, and because I think that's really annoying. I don't even understand the thing from here because oh good the person put the link. I'm just gonna click it in the middle of the video. So I don't. or I just put it at the end, as I always do with my videos. Now, um, taking all that rambling aside, I want to talk to you about the updates, and this is a thing that I want to do. I'm not gonna be doing for now any of the videos that I mentioned, like the wrap-ups or TBRs and the Friday reads. I'm not gonna be doing them for now until I get more in practice with it. But I don't do it because I don't want to do Friday reads because I'm a slow reader, and probably I'd be doing a Friday reads one Friday a month. It doesn't matter how much it takes you to read a book, but I would love to show more things. Everything is about trying to show more things, try to talk more, and that's what I want to do. So even if it takes me a month to read a book, maybe each Friday I can give you an update about what I've been finding in the book, or what I think about the book. So we can have a conversation about it. And don't cry if you say I'm gonna be giving you spoilers. How are you gonna learn? I mean, I'm gonna give you a class about history, but I'm not gonna tell you anything because I'm gonna spoil you. I mean, I understand that. I don't like to be spoiled also, but how else are we gonna be talking about these things? Anyway, um, this is the novel that I'm reading right now, Night of Fire, by Colin Thubron, and I haven't read a lot. I started, I think Saturday I started it, and I have, uh, it's taking me time to understand it. It's not fault of the book, of course not. It's my fault because I'm not giving it the attention that it deserves. I'm only in chapter 2. I don't know if that counts as chapter 2 or chapter 1 after the preface introduction. I don't know, but I think it's chapter 2. The part with the priest. You have read the book, and have to take me a little bit of time to understand what's going on with the story. And I think I already know what's going on with the story, but um, it takes me time to kind of understand lots of the words. I have to look for them in the dictionary and try to reread the sentence again and all of that. But I've been liking it. Even all of those things I've been liking the book. So I can tell you a lot about um, what's going on in the book because I have no idea what's going on in the book. I mean, I know, but I know where I think the author's going, but I don't know what's going to happen. So it's not like, oh my god, what's going to happen to that character now? Because I don't think this is gonna work in this specific book. And I'm gonna read you the synopsis. I already read you this in one of my previous videos, but I'm gonna do it again because you're finding this book for the first time. Says a house is burning, threatening the existence of its 6 tenants, including a failed priest, a naturalist, a neurosurgeon, an invalid dreaming of his anxious boyhood, and their landlord, whose relationship to the tenants is both intimate and shadowy. At times, he shares their preoccupations and memories. He will also share their fate. Um, says more, but I don't. The next is it says kind of like the first part of the book. So that's all you need to know to get the book, start reading it. If you have read the book, let me know what you think about it. It doesn't matter if you give me spoilers really doesn't matter. If you're gonna give spoilers, say it. I'm gonna be giving spoilers. So, in case I just want to read a little bit more before I watch your video. And this is something very interesting for me. I found this in used bookstore. It cost me like $3. It's the complete short stories of Mark Twain, Penguin Classic in Spanish. So, I've been collecting this. I have like 4 now, and I have this huge book with 1,065 pages. And in Goodreads, I found this same book because I scanned it. I scanned the book so I can have the same cover, the same edition. And in Goodreads says the book has only 336 pages. 336 pages. No, I'll be reading more. I'm going to read more. That's what I meant. And has like a lot of short stories, of course, because it's a collection of short stories. What do you expect? But what I want to do with this is reading a short story a day. It has like 60 something short stories, so it can take me 2 months unless I find a little bit more time to read 2 or 3 in a day. They're probably going to find time for that. But I read the first one. I started yesterday, so yes, you're welcome. And I don't know. I don't know what to say about the story that I read. I'm not. I don't want to tell you what the story was because I have to translate it to English, and I don't know how the title of the story it is in English. So I just read the first one, and it was fun. It wasn't like life changing. It was fun, and I want to read Mark Twain. I have never read anything about Mark Twain before, and I had a couple of books of him, of Mark Twain, and I haven't touched them. But I found this, and for some reason, this Penguin Classics drives me to read what it's in them. I don't know, because of the price, because this books cost like 10, $11, which is kind of good considering that a book can cost you like 30 bucks, and that's a lot. And these sizes are very pretty and fun to have, and the covers, I really love all the covers. So this is my project for the next months, I guess. So that's my update in this Friday update of March the 2nd, 2018. I'm gonna put the date and the titles of my Friday updates, so I don't get lost and you don't get lost watching a video of a Friday update from 15 years ago, just in case you find me 50 years later, And well, I see you around. And if you want to see the other videos that I just mentioned here, you can click in any of these both. And you can comment if you want, or invite me to anything, and I'll go. Okay, so thank you very much, and I'll see you later. Gracias, BookTube.